Yeah. So many lies that you hear from the net, they don't get her respect. She reporting the truth, not a check. You want an unbiased opinion straight from the chest, not a bit accomplice or someone here for a check. Tune in, these are thoughts from a lawyer on a mission who goes so hard it's like she works on commission. Trolls in the comments might say she tripping cause they lack the knowledge, they don't know they missing. Got a couple current events that you like, wanna know about law from the eyes. Tired of all these blogs running lies because their agendas are disguised. Tune in to the intellect, cause I'm sure y'all missing all the facts of the case that she steady is gifting. Someone here for the people, man, it's so uplifting. If you ain't subscribed yet, then you just omitting facts.
And another thing you notice, the first thing they say, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. That's what it's all about. After they get them dogging you out, before they dog you out, that's the first thing they say. If you like this video, make sure you hit.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Hello, everyone. How are you? My name is Pam Esq, also known as Your Law Intellect. Thank you so much for coming over here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I know it's a lot going on in the YouTube streets. And before we get started, there are a few things apparently that I'm involved in that I didn't even know that I was. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on the way in, because we're going to have a little chit chat, because we did have the arraignment today. And then I stuck around for well over an hour so that I can see what was going on with Erica King. And then I also had a conversation with Erica King, of which I got some information from her that you're gonna might say, oh, for real though. So we got all of that to cover, but I'm trying to understand who I was harassing today. Everybody keeps saying that. I'm like, what? So let's start with the camera situation right quick. So many of you guys know that myself and Dennis, and it's the last time I'm talking about it, because I told him I wasn't even going to talk to him or talk about this because it wasn't that deep for me, but apparently it was deep for him. So, you guys know that I asked him to help me with the Ernest Williams case and to record. Everybody knows that we did the video together the last time when there was a preliminary examination. Well, about a month ago, when we learned about this date, everyone kept telling me who was in his membership, because I'm not in Dennis's membership, that he was saying basically that he was going to video and put it in his membership. So I'm like, huh? Okay. And I had a few people tell me that. So I contacted Dennis and I said, Dennis, so if we collabing on this, how you put it in your membership, but I put it on my main platform? He went on about how he pays $10,000 for his camera. I said, so do you just want me to pay you for the video? You want me to pay you for your services? Like, what is it? Never really gave a clear answer, but he definitely didn't deny that he said that. So I'm like, cool. So Deb was like, well, we know videographers, people we can just get out there in Atlanta with a camera. And so Dev got me a cameraman to go in, because basically Dennis said he was going to do it, or he was going to charge people for the video. To me, that's just business. He can do what he wants to do. That's his equipment. He was doing me a favor, which I appreciate. And I said that I appreciated it. However, how do you get a little tool? Because you tell me that I don't understand that. What was I supposed to do? Just sit back and say, well, I'm not going to let my intellects see the video because you're going to be the sole owner of this video. It's not that deep for me. It's business. That's what needed to be done. And that's what I did. So then I go into the membership and people were like, Dennis is talking about Pam is acting funny. She brought her own cameraman. I'm like, what? I never even told you guys anything about me having a camera person there or anything, because first of all, I'm out of town, as you know. So I had this guy booked when Dennis said that, just in case I needed it so that I could do my live if I didn't make it. So I didn't even have it. I'm like, shoot, you can come in, just you video record whatever you can video record. It wasn't even going to be that deep. I just wanted to be able to critique and come to you guys with information. So I know it happened because nobody knew that I had a camera person there. So then Dennis finally texts me and he says, let me tell you what let me see what he says. He said, this is when I was through with it. I was like, you know what? I'm just done with this whole situation. He said, that was an interesting move today. What? Did I got somebody? What? And I said, whatever, Dennis. That was literally my response. And then he said, I called you 3 times yesterday and I also put in the rule 22. What did I miss? I said, you should ask me those questions before you talk about it in your chat. We literally have nothing to talk about. If you wanted to talk to me and say, well, Pam, is there an issue? Because we talked before. Dennis didn't have a problem until this guy came in, because me and Dennis had conversation in the hallway because I put it in my membership what Dennis walked up and said to me. So clearly on my end, it wasn't an issue. I just made sure that I was covered and that you guys was covered. So then when I told him, people in the chat told me that, he was like, talk about what in the chat? Nice try, though. As if I lied and made it up that people. And I was like, you know what? That's cool that that's what him and Sylvia and all them go through, but that's not what I do. So I did what I have to do and I do it again, because this is what I do over here. So it's not that deep for me. It's just what I do. And I cover the law and I cover cases, and this is no difference. I don't care who you are. So that's that. But what was interesting, like I said, when I came into the court, because it's always a story. When I came into court, I seen the guy Dana walking behind me, and I'm like, what? And he pressed I knew when he got on the elevator with me and pressed 4, I'm like, why would he be going to the Ernest Williams hearing? Because you know Sylvia's gonna be there. So I looked and I was like, maybe that's not him. You know, I just know people from how they look on the internet. So I sat in the hallway by the courtroom, and that's when Dennis came by and was like, Sylvia just saw me and she told me, what did I tell you guys? Something about he was an ass or stupid ass or something. She said something to him on the elevator. I'm like, so I was in the membership like, this is about to be a wild day. So I knew from that moment on. So then I asked Dennis, I'm like, is that Dana? They was like, yeah. I'm like, oh God. So we go inside the courtroom and we're sitting down, right? And Dana's sitting on one side. And I don't know what was going on, but it ended up where Dana was like talking to a dep on one end of the court, because they have 2 exits. They're talking to him between the doors on one side on the right, and then they talking to Sylvia on the left, and everybody pleading their case. I was like, okay, we already know there's a restraining order, so I assumed that was kind of purposeful so that maybe she couldn't be there, but I don't have nothing to do with that. So then I get information in my chat and everybody was saying, Sylvia said you guys are trying to sabotage her. I'm like, how I get into it? Shoot, Dennis mad at me too. How I get into this stuff? But anyway, so that's that. That's all of the drama that I know. I don't even know about them getting into it. I heard they ended up getting into it. I was too busy doing what I came there to do. Everybody was wrapping up and trying to get out of there so fast with all the extra stuff. They forgot it was a co-defendant on this case. Even though I had to sit around for an hour and a half to get the information, there was still a co-D on the case. So thank you, Pink Clover, for gifting a membership. I appreciate that. Forever T, thank you for the super chat. You said, thanks for standing on integrity. I try, but it gets real hard. They definitely test you. People just really test you. Thanks for your professionalism. Thank you, VIP lady. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, it's Dana. Is somebody said, who is Dana? Dana is the person who Sylvia's in this whole criminal case with, who she allegedly put the tracker or whatever they saying that she did, the cases that she has now. Chloe said, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you, Chloe, for the super chat. And it's my pleasure. Thank you guys for all of the likes already. I didn't have to beg for likes today. So, Miss J, thank you so much for the super sticker. Dukes the truth. You said appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much for the super chat. Auntie Gig said, we love you, Pam. I love you back. You said you make the boss moves. It just was not that deep. This was not. It was definitely all that muffin because you wouldn't have he wouldn't have texted me about it. But it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. A lot of time I'm not I need 20 red flag person. I go and I do what I have to do and I move on. And it really is not that deep for me. It's not. So, but anyways, you said after tonight, don't feed into it. You above all the drama. Him and I, yes, belong together. Doretha McGee. Thank you for the super chat. No, I just wanted to explain I wasn't doing anything. I mean, to even suggest that it was something to it, it really just wasn't that deep. It was the fact if anybody says that they're going to put their video in membership, then clearly we're not doing it together, right? That's what that means, correct? So yeah, it was stupid. But yeah, I'm over it. I know a few people talked about it, so I just wanted to acknowledge it and address it. Doretha, this is so kind of you. Thank you for gifting 10. We got 10 new legal eagles into the intellectual community, and I appreciate that. It's always something. I was like, why I can't just slip into a court case and then be out? You said my bedtime, but I love it here and thanks. Thank you. You said the Bushes said thank you for being a member for a month. 202 Butterfly, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. So only me 23. You said, hey Pam, you're the best. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are showing some love today. Sonia's boots. You know what? This about Erica today, because I came there for the arraignment, but I think that was definitely the weakest part of the day because the arraignment, there was no motion for real. It was just, and someone asked me that. That's why I was iffy on whether I wanted to come, because I knew that typically for an arraignment like that, you waive the reading of the arraignment and you enter a not guilty plea. So that's it. That doesn't take long to do. So that's why I said, I didn't know if it was something that I even wanted to spend my time on, I guess. So, let me see if I could. See. Trying to see video files. So I know many of you guys have seen the arraignment, but I do have the arraignment video again. It was very typical. I mean, it was nothing. It was none of that when it came to this. So, but I got it.
Mr. Whoop, this is your case. Excuse me. Mr. Hoover, they been keeping me busy. Unfortunately, yes. One day we'll get through it. That is 9 so far. Yeah. You've been busy. All right, good morning. Attorney Hoover, please introduce me to your client. Today, standing before you is Mr. Ernest Williams. We are here for arraignment. We will waive formal arraignment, reading of the indictment, and plead not guilty this morning.
All right, very well. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, sir.
Your lawyer is here. You do have an indictment, and he will go over that indictment with you. 24 SC 001723. I will give your lawyer and the state some time to discuss the case, and then once all the documents and discovery has been provided to your lawyer, we will get you back in court as soon as possible. 88 Wooten, Attorney Hoover, do you all need 3 months to get this case together or 6 months?
Judge, the state can be ready in 3 months. We're such I understand it's a complex case.
Right. Now, Mr. Hoover, I'm prepared to give you 6 months if that's what you need.
I would ask for 6, and I'll let the court and the state know what it is.
Okay, all right, so we'll definitely schedule it for 6 months. If there are any motions that need to be taken up before that final plea calendar in 6 months, please email Ms. Gorman and we'll get those scheduled. Otherwise, we'll be back in court for a final plea calendar. All right, Mr. Williams, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes.
So it's going to pan where you're going to end up seeing Erica as well. That's Erica right there, over there in the corner. That's Erica. Y'all see how empty it is? This is how long I stayed in that courtroom for you guys. Yeah, so I don't know. I didn't see the other video. I don't know, but this is the video that I have. And maybe I'll play it again for you guys, for those of you that's just coming in. Make sure you hit the like button on your way in. It's 2,300 of you guys. So let's halfway reflect that it's that many of you guys up in here. And thank you guys so much for supporting. I appreciate it. Somebody said, how did I recognize her? So I knew who she was because prior to Ernest coming out, they called her and she had not, for those of you that don't know, Erica had a paid attorney, or a retained attorney, I guess is the best way to say it. She had a retained attorney that helped her with her bond. Once she got out on bond, I guess she didn't have the money to keep the attorney. So she had a court appointed. So it looks like she may have met the court appointed for the first time at this hearing. So when her name was called, she was waiting for her attorney to have a conversation with her outside of the courtroom. So that's how I knew who she was, because that's what they said, was that they needed to talk to her outside the courtroom. Otherwise, I wouldn't know who she was. Somebody asked about the 3 to 6 months. So when usually before you have trial, you have a final pretrial. And so you set your dates out, and for the regular track is 3 months. However, when you have, and then after 3 months, I don't know if they do it where they set the trial date at that time, or if, because that's considered like a final gathering. They'll talk about it, the name of it. But because it's a RICO, and of course, just like with the Trump case, the prosecutor's been dealing with this for a year and a half. They had all the evidence. They went through it. So they could be ready to fight this thing in a couple of weeks. But if I'm the defense attorney and I just got this information, I need more time to go through every single document, get my investigator. And on Ernest Williams' case, by the way, the same investigator, Doug, he's on this case as well. So he was there with the new 2 attorneys that are on Ernest's case. So this attorney requested 6 months because he has to go through all of this. Plus, he works at the public defender's office, or the same place I think that Miss Rondon works at. So Mr. Wooten said, I'm ready in 3 months. But you know, his attorney is like, let's try for 6, because he's gonna need time to get his case prepared. So I'm gonna go ahead this last time because it's about 500 extra people in here than when I played it the first time. Excuse me. Yes, Erica was there when Nesto came in.
One day we'll get through it. Everybody, I think I hit 9 so far. Yeah, you've been busy. You've been busy. All right, good morning, good morning. Attorney Hoover, please introduce me to your client. Yes, Your Honor. Today standing before you is Mr. Ernest Williams. We are here for arraignment. We will waive formal arraignment, reading of the indictment, and plead not guilty this morning. All right, very well. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Good morning, sir. Your lawyer is here. You do have an indictment, and he will go over that indictment with you, 24 SC 001723. I will give your lawyer and the state some time to discuss the case, and then once all the documents and discovery has been provided to your lawyer, we will get you back in court as soon as possible. 88 Wooten, Attorney Hoover, do you all need 3 months to get this case together or 6 months?
Judge, the state can be ready in 3 months. We're such I understand it's a complex case.
Right. Now, Mr. Hoover, I'm prepared to give you 6 months if that's what you need.
I would ask for 6, and I'll let the court and the state know what it is.
Okay, all right, so we'll definitely schedule it for 6 months. If there are any motions that need to be taken up before that final plea calendar in 6 months, please email Ms. Gorman and we'll get those scheduled. Otherwise, we'll be back in court for a final plea calendar. All right, Mr. Williams, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes.
So towards the end, I guess he did kind of try to look kind of at the gallery, which is behind him. But before, he didn't even turn around to see who was back there. But no, I didn't see anybody. There were other cases, and I sat there, like I said, almost till the end, because there were other cases and they were going over plea agreements, and they went the long route with the plea agreements. And Erica was waiting to talk to her lawyer. So that is that. But then, let me see. Let me go to Erica real quick. So you see how it was people, and then it's not like that's kind of that's how I was there. Now there were a couple of intellects there. It was Stacy, the first twin, was in the house. We had Joy that was in the house. I was like, okay. They walked up like, hey, Pam. But yeah, so it was some people that wanted to see firsthand for themselves. But what happened was, so all of this happened, and I was gonna try to get video for Erica as well, but they were taking so long, and I just really asked this person to do the stuff for Ernest. But you guys know, I know everything word for word, line by line. So what happened was, Erica's attorney and her, Miss Howell, I think her name was, they go outside of the courtroom and they have a conversation. They come back in, and her attorney said, Your Honor, I have an announcement. I was like, do you? So, yes, I have an announcement. So you can take me after you get this next person that you have. So what was the announcement? So attorney walks up with Erica King, who you guys see right there. And she says, my client, Miss King, is prepared to take the offer that was given to her today. It's like, what? Said what? So then Mr. Wooten said, well, Your Honor, I'm asking the court for a very short continuance in this case. There are about 25 victims involved in this case. And I did not anticipate that it's going to be a plea today as opposed to it just being an arraignment. So we would ask for a short recess to allow any of those victims to be allowed, if they want to come in and make a statement. So then the judge said, what I can do is I can take Miss King's plea and hold off the sentencing until the state has the opportunity to bring in people. So then Mr. Wooten was like, we can do that, Judge. So then Miss Howe, who is the attorney for Miss King, was like, well, let me consult. So he was like, standing at the podium. So then Miss Howe comes back and she said, at this time, Miss King says she doesn't mind waiting because she wants to be sentenced at the same time as her plea. So then the judge said, Miss Howe, what is the plea recommendation that you received? Said, yeah, we want to know. So Miss Howe said, I have an email that states that she'll get 5 years suspended with several conditions, such as do not serve as a fiduciary bookkeeper, must not work in the position of a fiduciary, shall not hold herself out as an attorney. She shall testify truthfully if necessary or asked to do so. No contact with the victims, and restitution. So the judge said, Mr. Wooten, do you have a copy of that email? And Mr. Wooten said, I have a copy, but it's in my file. Judge said, so you're aware of this? Mr. Wooten said, yeah, I'm aware. She said, so you're aware of the recommendation being made? They are accepting that recommendation, all right? So the judge says, calls out the case number and said, we have Miss King here. Recommendations have been made to resolve this case, and Miss King is accepting that recommendation on a 5-year suspended sentence with conditions. You know, dates get tight around this time of year, but we will try to get it back on the calendar so that the state can have anyone present they want to have to speak. So, Miss King, do we have a good address for you? She's like, yes. The judge said, Miss King, please stay in touch with Miss Howe, because if we have some time to get in sooner rather than later, it may be easier for us to contact Miss Howe than she contact you, instead of us having to send notice through the mail, which you know how the U.S. mail is. And she was like, yes. He said, very well, thank you. That was the whole exchange, almost word for word. So some of you guys were wondering what the actual recommendation was, and that's what it was. 5 years suspended, bougie. So then I'm waiting in the hallway, and I said, I wonder if Erica had talked to me. It was so random. It was like, I didn't know everyone was on the internet fighting and stuff. I said, I wonder if, let me see. I said, what y'all think? So then she's in the hallway talking to somebody, and I was standing out there. Thank you so much. I see all the super chats. I'm gonna get to them. Y'all know I don't tarry long, but I appreciate all of the super chats. I'm gonna get to them in a minute. I appreciate you guys. So I'm in the hallway talking to one of the intellects. I was like, I wonder if she wanna talk. So then I said, let's go try, So he walks up to her, And she was talking to somebody else. So I said, so I came with my charming self. No, I'm joking. I'm definitely exaggerating this story a little bit. I didn't come with my charming self. But I did say, "Hi, Erica. My name is Pam." She's like, "Good to meet you." I said, "We know a whole lot about Ernest, but we just want to know a little bit about you and get your side." It's like, "Okay." I said, "How long have you known Ernest?" Erica said, "I've known him for like 20 years, but I don't know if you know Carol Lamar." Yeah, I know of Carol Lamar. He said they were our church members. And it was watch night service. So let's say it was around 2005, maybe. So we went to watch night service, and she was like, I want to tell the church that I found love after 50. And I want to introduce my fiance. And so they stood up and she introduced him. And from that point on, that's how she knew him. I bet y'all didn't know that, did you? Bet y'all didn't know that. I know something else y'all probably don't know that Miss Erica told me. Let me scroll down here in my notes. She said, um, oh, I have to wait for that because I have to wait till I get to Shirley. I'm jumping ahead of myself. So she said basically over the 20 years, it was kind of off and on. So it wasn't like a whole, like we just been knowing each other like that for 20, like being around each other, I guess, for 20 years, but obviously she knew him. So she said it was kind of off and on during that time. But she said, but she kind of got, so maybe like since the pandemic was when they started working together. I said, "Oh, what type of work did you do?" Erica said, "Well, I do administrative office work. My degree is in public relations. So the problem was that I was on tour traveling with the artist, but the concert got shut down because of COVID. So then I started just, doing things. And at that time, his wife, then she said, I don't know if you know who his wife is." I'm like, "Really? You think I don't know who his wife is?" She was launching a candle line and she said that she needed PR. So that's kind of how we started working more closely together. I said, "Well, did you live next door to them? Because I know it was something with a house where you lived in one house with your husband and then he lived next door." And she said he lived there, but he was barely there because he would be in and out of town. So she was saying things like, "I don't know what happened with the property and all of that," but she did say like he was in and out of town. She said, he comes and goes and travels a lot. So like if the bus was there, then more than likely he was there. If the bus wasn't there and he wasn't there, then that means he wasn't there. I said, "A bus? What is a bus? He got buses?" She was like, "There's like the motor coach." One of the intellects was standing, was like, "The motor coach." I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought he had some buses or something, like some, I don't know what I'm thinking at this point. Anything's possible. So then I said, "So did you have like a relationship with him? Or did you have a business relationship with him? Like relationship, like romantic relationship." She said, "Oh no, it was like family, friends, business. That was it." I said, "Oh, okay." It's 3,200 of you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. I said, "Well, have you met his wife, Shirley Strawberry?" She said, "Oh, yeah. Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay." And so I inquired a little bit. I said, oh, you've met her. Interesting. She said, but I mean, she's older. I think she's like 67 or something like that. So we're like, so you physically met her? Like, talk to her. Yeah. Like we had. So I said, so she knows who you are? Yeah. Well, I don't know if she remembers my name per se. But we had dinner together. We've been to a double date. Some movies together with her and Ernest. And also with his assistant Dominique. She came. I said, what? Right, because she has so many names. That's why I said she may not have recognized her. I'm gonna give Shirley that because she does not look like the Instagram. She does not look like the mugshot. She does look different. Oh, y'all want to know who Dominique is? Okay. Dominique is one of the assistants. So let me see. I'm gonna skip this part. I'm not about to, I can't say everything she told me because some of the stuff she let me see. I don't want people coming after me. But I'm gonna give y'all what I can give you. So I asked her like if she had heard about any of the other charges that were unindicted. And she said, yeah, she said she heard of them like from the blogs. I said, oh, what blogs do you watch? She said, well, I think last year, she's like, so I got out of jail maybe like 14 months, no, a couple of months, 7 months. I think she did like 7 months, but she went through that. After I got out of jail with some phone conversations that were leaked. And I guess he was talking about maybe, she said it was on the neighborhood talk on Instagram. And she said, and they posted that, that Shirley was talking about her boss or something like that. So we kind of, I went from there. I said, so did you start watching like phone calls from prison? And she is like, no. Basically, she said no. So she gets into this thing about how it was while she was in jail when I mentioned her talking about phone calls from prison. So she said, and jail was hard. Like, first of all, I went to jail in the summertime. She said it was an older jail. It was a woman's facility, and they did not give us water. We did not have air conditioner. I slept on the floor. The toilet was overflowing. I have an illness where I can't climb to the top bunk. I mean, it was a horrible nightmare. It was such a nightmare. So it's like to listen to that global tail link, or it's just traumatic to me. I don't want to hear nothing around me that reminds me of jail. I don't want to see no noodles. I don't want to see no jumpsuits. I don't want to see nothing. She said, I used to eat cereal from a soap dish. I promise you this is what she said. That's what she said. Let's go on. Let me tell you what else information I got. See, I was working for y'all. So I did ask her how her health was now. She said, well, her condition is progressive. You can't stop the damage. It's always, damage has pretty much been done. She talked about the lesions that she had on her brain during that time. And basically, she lost how she learned about it. I guess she lost sight in the right eye. And they thought she was having a stroke when she went to the hospital. She went to the optometrist and they told her, no, you need to go to the hospital. Something ain't right. They thought she was having a stroke. Then they went through all the tests and stuff, and then they found out what her condition was. So basically, while she was in jail, and I'm only saying this because she put that was out on the letter that was on the actual docket. So she basically was saying that She went 7 months pretty much without her medication, and she was just diagnosed. So she said because they don't administer any medical, they don't hardly administer medical stuff while you're there. So then I said, she said, let me skip that. I said, do you think Shirley knew about some of this stuff that was going on? And she said, hold on one second, because I hear Deb. Let me close my door. Hold on one second. Thanks for holding. Okay, let me see where I was at. Oh, I said, do you think Shirley knew anything? She said, I don't know. But then she goes into, like, for example, I think like their schedule, they would spend like the midday together. Like he drove her in the midday and he did all her errands. He took her to the salon. He take her to like Whole Foods. He was very attentive to her. So she thought everything was good. She said, like, my life partner is the head of the deacon board. She said her life partner is the head of the deacon board. Oh, Lord. Y'all ask who is her life partner. I don't know these people. I'm just giving you the information she gave me. I'm just giving you the information the lady gave me. Why are y'all confused? I asked her the question. He's the head of the deacon. So you know how when you're in church and they do the ones that start out with down through the years, God's been good to me. Then he says, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Read, he maketh me lie down in green pastures. That's what she said. I'm just telling y'all what the lady said. Okay. Let's go on. She said he's the head of the deacon board. Like, I don't know. She said, this is so random. And to think this is a man talking about Ernest that I met during testimony service on watch night service. You know, like if you're a Christian, I guess I wasn't coming across saved. She said, you know, like if you're a Christian, like watch night service, you bring it in. And his wife, Carol, is actually friends with my dad. Carol is a gospel singer. Did y'all know she was a gospel singer? Said Carol was a gospel singer. She sung at my dad's wedding. She sung at my grandmother's funeral. She sung at my dad's funeral when he passed away during the pandemic. So when you see someone that is with reputable women and women that are like Carol, who is a reputable entrepreneur, she's, like I said, she's a gospel singer. I have a lot of history with her. And then with Shirley's status, you know, who does the background check on their boss? So she said Nestor was her boss. And she said basically everything everything he seemed concerned with, he would say, like, I gotta protect Shirley. I gotta protect Shirley. Almost similar like what we heard on the phone call. I said, protect her from what? I was like, I said, when you say he wanted to protect Shirley, what do you mean? Was she aware? Or was he trying to keep things from her? Was he really trying to protect her? Was he trying to make sure she didn't know things that he was doing? And she said, so then she mentions that house that the eviction happened, the house in Alpharetta, and she was saying, like, for instance, this was the example. So apparently, according to her, Shirley put $60,000 into the kitchen at that house that they was leasing. Who put $60,000 in a house you don't own? And they took like 3 to 4 months, I guess, to fix the house up and all of that. So when all the situation, I guess, happened with the house, he was trying to do whatever he could because he didn't want her to lose her money. Because she put all that money. Well, she kind of first she said she don't know whose money it was that went into the house. Then she later on was saying that it was to protect her so she wouldn't lose her money. So I don't know who money it was. But allegedly, it was a beautiful kitchen. She said that kitchen was beautiful. And Shirley loved that kitchen. You know, I can't stand y'all. Here, wait, y'all moving too fast. Did Shirley think she is going? I'm reporting it. Y'all take it how you want to take it. Believe what you want to believe. I just was asking the question so I could bring it to you guys. I'm not the judge or the jury. I'm just the head intellect trying to bring the other intellects all of the information that I can get. And then I kept saying, I was like, and I get it. She wasn't really talking, because see, the house situation is a part of her case. So when it came to that, of course, she said she was going to plead to it. Anyway, she said she was going to plead guilty to whatever. I don't know the specific charge she's going to plead to or charges she's going to plead to in the deal. But so then she goes on and she talks about everything she feels that she saw. It seemed like he was trying to protect his wife. Now, she said, I don't know if he was being deceitful, but that was my view. I just thought whenever he did certain things, it was all about protecting his wife, and that was her boss. She said she worked for him. She said, because the fact that I'm a person with morals and values and principles, and I just don't I can't deal with too much. So then the intellect that was there was like, so the Charleston White thing, was that all what was that all about? And I wasn't really sure on which. Now, I heard about the Charleston White thing kind of, but not really. And I wasn't thinking about when Tasha K just mentioned it. I wish I would have, thought of that. But this was really impromptu. That's why I said I would have to do a real interview. But I got, pretty decent information based on the few minutes that I had and not being prepared to actually talk to anybody. But yeah. So she said, I guess Charleston White must have did that because he wanted to go viral. He was trying to go viral. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he would say those things. So then I said, weren't you married to a comedian or something? I said, Pam, you got to get up out these documents because you don't even know all the right stuff to ask because you just, all you looking at is the documents. I said, well, didn't you marry some comedian fella? I said, and so then she said, yeah. I said, so the allegation with the comedian is that you were married, that you would marry people. I said, I don't remember his name. I didn't even remember the man's name. She ain't say his name. I was calling him the comedian and she called him the comedian too. I couldn't think of his name, y'all. I was tired. So I said the comedian. I said, well, the allegation was that the comedian guy that you and Ernest would set him up. And I said, and you would get with men so you could scam them. And you and Ernest and the guys, he would put you with these guys and you would scam them. And that's what happened with the comedian. I said, so were you legitimately married to him or was it a scam? She said, no, I was legitimately married. I said, okay. She said she was legitimately married to him. She said, I said, well, how long were you married? Said, well, she said, well, the comedian, I told you she ain't say his name or nothing. I guess she said, if you don't know his name, I ain't about to give you all that. Go look him up, lady. She said, well, no, it was not Charleston White. It's another guy. Actually follow him, the person she was supposed to be married to. But she was like, I said, how long were you married? She said, well, see, the comedian, he and I worked on Wildin' Out together. So she said at that time, Ernest wasn't even in her daily life. So he wouldn't have had nothing to do with nothing that had to do with him. She said this was probably 2018. So they were doing Wildin' Out live. So they were on the road with them. And she was doing their PR. So she said her husband, or the person that became her husband, was a personality on Wildin' Out. So he's like the first comedian from Atlanta, from Wildin' Out. So he's legendary because he was the first, comedian from Atlanta. So he's legendary. No, that's not his. Is it Shorty? I can't remember. It might be. I started following him when I found out who it was, but then, I don't go on Instagram enough, so I don't know. I can't remember. Yes, you said yes. Okay. I can't. Dev has to slow the chat. Oh, let me see if I can slow the chat down. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like 3,600 of y'all in here. I apologize. Let me see what I can do. See what I can do for y'all here. Community moderation. Let's see if that worked. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to moderate and do this. Sorry. Okay, let me get back into my Barbara Walters interviewing here. You guys know I don't interview. I just look at the documents. But I figured this was some information that I probably could get that you guys might want to know. So she says the dude from Wildin' Out was legendary. She said, but we got together because we were both following, with the tour. And then she said they went to Vegas and got married. So they just was on tour and they went to Vegas and they got married. She said then when they came back, none of the family knew that they got married. And his mom was pissed off. Like, y'all didn't invite me to the wedding. You didn't tell me anything. So his mom didn't like her from day one. So he said this comedian didn't like her. The mama didn't like her from day one. So then she went into some legal stuff with him about him. So I don't know if that's true. I didn't look it up, but I guess allegedly there was some legal issues. And she said they were only married 3 months before, according to her, he went to jail for something. And she said that I ain't gonna say what he's allegedly went for, because again, I ain't looked that up. But she said that's basically when they ended up breaking up, because he had some legal issues. So that was that, for those of you that cared about her marriage. So then the intellect said, so he was so funny. He was like, so what is this Queen of the South thing all about? So they're like, so what is this Queen of the South thing all about? I said, Jesus. They said, y'all ready for this? Wait, I gotta take a pause. I gotta take a pause while I tell y'all this answer, because y'all gonna be like, what? Okay. I gotta thank all y'all. So I see y'all. It's gonna take a minute. I'm gonna click on here. I'm thankful for Pam and Dev. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Destiny, for gifting a membership. Glorious Loverly, thank you for being a member for 3 months. I appreciate that. Counting down the seconds until showtime. That must have been before we started. Thank you for the super chat. Sonia's Boots, Only Me 23. Thank you for the super chat. 202 Butterfly. Thank you so much. The Bushes said, I already went over that one. Thank you for the gifts. Let me go down here because let me see. V Lenore, I don't think I saw yours. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's so kind of you. Magneta Spirit Life Coaching. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for being a member and supporting. Thank you. Black Hourglass said, while they slap fighting, you're getting interviews. I didn't even know they were fighting till you guys told me that. I didn't know. Lady Yvette, thank you so much for the super chat. Mrs. Piggy, thank you so much. She said, likes are free and Miss Esquire deserve it. Thank you. Tam, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Intellects. I receive. Don't feed into the petty. You are that. Thank you. Lady Ella, thank you for the super chat. Said Pammy Pam, thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for supporting. Dennis needs to step away from the drama. He has more to lose than IS. If he's a real pro, he should know that and act accordingly. That is from Analytical One. Thank you for the super chat. Unique Girl, thank you. She said, thank you for all you do. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. GC said, Pam, you were prepared and professional. Thank you for that. Everyone else will be fine. Thank you, GC. Thank you. Thanks, share, like, share, and describe. Said thank you for your professionalism, sanity, and sensibility. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Leandra. Teddy's mom. You said, I know you are not involved in the BS. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for you and your husband for handling this correctly. Hope we gift enough super chats to reimburse you. Thank you, Pink Clover. You guys have been such a blessing to us. Know that. Sonia's Hairline said, thank you for being professional and putting in the legwork. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for your appreciation. Thank you, M. Kenny One, for the super sticker. Bougie Bay, welcome. The favorite one, welcome. Stacy, that first twin, hey, good to meet you today. Danny IRL said, your face after the wind blowing incident today was I gotta work on my face, guys. I really do. I'm sorry. Miss Tasha, thank you so much. Jewel, can you pin the membership link if you were asking? I think it's pinned, but yeah, it's in the description. You go, Pam Esquire Independent. Thank you, Miss Behaving. Okay, I'm gonna click on some of these all the way down because we'll never get through. I knew that we could count on you, Pam. Thank you very much. Thank you, illegal paralegal. Illegal paralegal. Sonia's alibi. Thank you. He said, thank you, Pam. Your integrity is top notch. Thank you for the super chat. That part. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. Wanda, thank you so much for becoming a member. His keeper. Yeah. She had her, she had her own hearing. So she had to be there. She had her arraignment. They're on the same case. You're welcome, Mimi. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for your professionalism, Miss Buckeye. I'm sorry. Thank you. Wow, that's all you have to say. That's all you gotta say. KBC, thank you for the super stick. Thank you. Cappuccino Latte, thanks for your hard work. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all just flooding me. Thank you for all of the love. I appreciate it. Many thanks, Pammy. Pull up Pam. You know, gotta live up to my name. Don't know where I'ma be. Love the shop 1212. Dennis had everyone pay for memberships. Well, if I'm gonna bring it to you, I started the case. That's why I'm very careful with the cases I start, because I know that I gotta finish, and it may mean I gotta pull up like I did today. Always shining. Thank you for all you do for us, Pam. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for the super chat. That was very kind of you. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. Nosy Nador, you said great video. Thank you. I'm glad you guys liked it. Love you, Pam. I just joined. Thank you and welcome, Lynn. Trolla Sum. Thank you. I appreciate you. A&D Property and Maintenance Services. That's a long name. Thank you for being a member. You're way above all the mess. Please don't feed into it. I'm going to try not to, but you know. Especially when you don't know you're in it and people are in the chat and I'm like, what y'all talking about? Me? I did somebody wrong today? It's like, what? Huh? What's happening? Anyways. Yeah, okay. Dennis can't have it both ways. He said the video will be for members and anyone wanting to use it would need to pay for it because it's his property, time, etc. And he isn't getting paid to do this. That's what he told me, and that's fine. She run to it too. Like, that's fine. But that means you just got an attitude that I actually found an alternative then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to do Rule 22s. I've done them before. I don't need, like, when I asked him to come in, it wasn't because it was just a necessity. It was, we can collab. That collab somehow turns into, well, I'm going to do this in my membership and just use this Nesto stuff to try to grow, which you got the right to do. It's your channel. But I got the right to move on what's best for my channel as well. And I shouldn't be called out for it. That's petty. That's petty to me. Sonia, hottest fish grease. Thank you. And thank you, Bougie, for the super chat. I know I mentioned it earlier. Mrs. Piggy Braxton, thank you. This is very kind of you for the super chat. I know this is less than your hourly rate, but no, I am so grateful. Yeah, thanks for becoming a member. She already dropped the tea. They gave her sweet deal. She'd be a fool not to take it. That part, that 5 years suspended. I probably would have took it today. I wouldn't even wait it. I'd have been like, let me go ahead. I don't want nobody changing their mind. Just give it to me right now. Sister to sister, thank you for the super chat. Sense ain't common. Thank you for the super sticker. And Fran Drew and Crawford, thank you for the super sticker. So she's being treated like another victim. I don't know what that means. Pam, thank you. I've been on waiting all day. Thank you, Rossi, for waiting. I had to get back home. You can reenact your butt off. Thank you, Queen Black. Hey, Elma S said, thank you, Pam, for getting us the tea. Thank you. I've never sent money on any plan for, but girl, you earned a tip for that hot spot. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. I wasn't even trying. I was just trying. Oh, Lord. Thank you for gifting it. Is the rocks. I appreciate you. Vonnie, thank you. Oh, this tea is hot. I can't get enough. Thank you. All right, it's a lot of y'all. I'm just going to click on here. Thank you, Phone Calls from Prison. Thank you, Life Unleashed, Alicia. I appreciate all of you guys. Maxine, Nicole, The Real BB. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. Pam, you got all the goods. Thank you, Pam, for all your hard work. Thank you. All right. Okay, we got to move on. I know y'all been waiting. So, what is the Queen of the South? That was the question that was on the table. She said, he would call himself Triple OG. Like, you know, he's that type of person. He likes to watch movies on Netflix and stuff. He always relates life to what happens in movies. So he was very colorful. He has a very colorful way of speaking. and he gives people nicknames. Like Dominique is not her real name. So her Dominique's name ain't Dominique. She said, so like, what's your name again? I was like, Pam. She was like, so when you're around him, he'll change your name like from Pam to Teresa. I said, what? She said, so yeah. So the Queen of the South, I guess that was just the name that he chose for me that day. So then I was gonna let y'all digest that for a minute because I was like, what? So then the intellect, the intellect said, what's up with, those videos and snippets on Instagram? So she said, well, he would say, come and meet me here, and how, I would get there and he would have somebody with a camera and we would just do like little skits. I thought they were like skits or something because I'm really camera shy. I'm more like behind the scenes person. I'm not a person like a forefront. Like I don't want to be, in front of the camera. That's not my personality. So basically when y'all see all them videos that obviously they look kind of staged where she's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna get it? Blah, blah, blah. She's saying he would call her over there to do these skits and would have somebody with a camera. I was like, oh. So then she said, I'm just a smart girl. I'm just a nerd. I'm a person that I'm the first person on my mom's side of my family to graduate from college. And I graduated from Auburn. And I've always been like, I didn't get pregnant out of wedlock. I got my college degree. But along the way, you meet some riffraff, or you meet some people and that are doing whatever they have to do to keep their head above water. I don't know what y'all want from me. I just said I was gonna try to get the information from the lady, and she gave me the information I asked her. Why y'all talking so fast in this chat? I thought I slowed it down. No. Jeez, oh Pete's. Let me see. Okay. Thank you guys for the cash. Thank y'all for the cash apps. I appreciate it. Y'all was really waiting on this information. See, I was dropping little crumbs over there in the membership, so that's why they knew what was up. They knew it was coming. They knew what was coming. They was like, oh no. Thank you, Tyra, for the super chat. Louise, thank you. Shanice, thank you so much. Simone, Lisa, and Lakeisha. Thank you. I appreciate the love. You said you're not a believer. I was just interviewing. That was it. Linda, for the super chat. I appreciate it. So then, so what are you doing now? I did ask her why she played, but obviously, you know, heck, who ain't gonna take that deal? I mean, she said she gotta. Is what it is. But she was asked, what is she doing now? And she basically said she's healing from her condition. You know, she talked about different procedures she has to go through health wise. She says she has to heal from all this trauma, you know, and she got some family things that's going on. She said when she first got out of jail, she felt institutionalized, like it was a psychological part of it. She had to work on that. And she said she saw people getting tased in jail. You seeing people getting in fights. You see blood across the floor. Like she said, it's savagery, crazy people. She said, and then if you seem like you gonna kill yourself, oh, I shouldn't say that. If you gonna unalive yourself, then she said they take them out and they put them in these turtle suits. So she was like describing it. She said they have turtle suits, you know, and that she said to make sure that you don't do nothing to yourself. So if you even mention that you got any type of ideations, they just put you in there and you just in the room by yourself with the suit on and stuff. You know, I always got a straight face. Come on, guys. Kathy, thank you for the super chat. Come on now. Thank you guys, Grace, for the super chat. Y'all, let me finish this, okay? I gotta finish it. I'm almost done. So then when she talked about you know, them trying to unalive themselves, she talked about like the pepper spray. She said, I never thought that pepper spray stuff worked. She was like, but they would spray it and the biggest people are just, she ain't act like that, but you know, that's what she said. She said they would just fall out. She said, I even see, she said they just fall straight to the floor. She said, I ain't messing with no Fulton County no more. She said, whatever it is, she said, I'm redeemed. She said, I'm so happy that I have my life. Like, she's like, I'm laughing because she was giggling a little bit. She said, but I'm happy that I have my life. Because she was like, I ain't never doing nothing, never again. She said, I'm scared straight. I don't never want to go back to Fulton County. That's what she said. So that's probably when she heard them say, we'll give you 5 years suspended. She was like, sold. Said she don't never want to go back to Fulton County ever in life. She ain't going on the, oh, well, if they call her Ernesto's. But see, you guys have to also remember, and that's what I was telling you, she's not a part of the actual RICO. Her charges started like number 8 or something. So it's the falsifying, you know, turning in court documents saying that you're somebody that you're not. And a lot of her stuff had to do with the whole representation of a lawyer. But that's why I was interested when Wooten said that he need the victims, where it's like 24 victims. I don't know, unless there's some other stuff she's accused of that I don't know of. I don't know, because I thought most of her stuff pertained to her allegedly posing as a lawyer. So I don't know. I'm following it just like you are. But she said she's not doing nothing else again. She said if this she's learned her lesson, she is going to be an upstanding citizen. And that's that. She gonna plead guilty and she want to move on with her life. Healthy and happy. Thank you so much. She said, thank you for all your hard work and dedication, Pam. Thank you for all your hard work and oh, you said that twice. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. You said, yeah, right. Y'all don't got no face. But that's it. That's all. That's it, and that's all. That was the end of the interview from what I got. So I hope you guys enjoyed on tonight. Pam, thanks, because we didn't need fumbling and bumbling today. That is it. So that's why I told you guys, I was like, listen, I know that this was for the arraignment. It was for this thing right here, but the real stuff happened after the fact, like when it was empty in there and I was able to see what was going on with Erica. And that was the real thing. But this is Ernest for those of you guys that's just coming in. 30 seconds. That's Ernest for you.
Mr. Wooten, this is your case.
Excuse me.
Mr. Hoover, it's been keeping me busy. Unfortunately, yes. One day we'll get through it. It's 9 so far. Yeah, you've been busy. You've been busy. All right, good morning, good morning. Attorney Hoover, please introduce me to your client.
Yes, Your Honor. Today's standing before you is Mr. Ernest Williams. We are here for arraignment. We will waive formal arraignment, reading of the indictment, and plead not guilty this morning.
All right, very well. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, sir.
Your lawyer is here. You do have an indictment, and he will go over that indictment with you. 24 SC 001723. I will give your lawyer and the state some time to discuss the case, and then once all the documents and discovery has been provided to your lawyer, we will get you back in court as soon as possible. 88 Wooten, Attorney Hoover, do you all need 3 months to get this case together or 6 months?
Judge, the state can be ready in 3 months. We're subject. I understand it's a complex case.
Right. Now, Mr. Hoover, I'm prepared to give you 6 months if that's what you need.
I would ask for 6, and I'll let the court and the state know if it is.
Okay, all right, so we'll definitely schedule it for 6 months. If there are any motions that need to be taken up before that final plea calendar in 6 months, please email Ms. Gorman and we'll get those scheduled. Otherwise, we'll be back in court for a final plea calendar. All right, Mr. Williams, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
That is it, guys, and that is all. So I hope you guys, enjoyed the live. I hope it was worth the wait. And we are going to stay on this case that we have, as we have been. Of course, he is innocent until proven guilty. Erica has basically said she is going to plead guilty to the plea deal that she got. So, well, that was recommended for her. And that's where we are. So anyway, you guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for all the super chats. It was about 150 of 160 of them. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Trust me, I do. And I'm going to look over every last one of them. But I know we don't have time to do it on this live. Thank you for over 3,700 that came in here and that's rocking with us. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all of the support. And hit that like button if you haven't done so already.
And another thing you notice, the first thing they say, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. That's what it's all about. After they get them dogging you out, before they dog you out, that's the first thing they say. If you like this video, make sure you hit.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. I'll talk to you guys later.